Mentioned it last game. That's usually what you're going to see. Doc, because the extra healing efficiency and trauma resistance allows your team to get stabilizations way easier, way faster. Carly, because the toolkit she brings in allows your team to get an immediate economy advantage for the cleaner side by getting that extra card in round one. And then you see Mom, because her insta-res ability is one free stabilize on any pick or bad-looking fight. Can even do it in the middle of an engagement. And then you see Holly as a common flex pick here. Doesn't need to be a Holly, but adds a lot of horde clear and a lot of defense capabilities to the team.
Alrighty, that is a very early spawn coming in, getting some damage, and we're seeing another exploder come in. That is a instant man exploder coming in, showing how powerful that can be, jumping off from the high ground, and that is a lot of value. That wretch I was talking about before, spewing off from the high ground, making that area difficult to escape those exploders. Those tall boys hard engaging, trying to focus down the mob. The nade coming out, knocking them off the battlefield here, but the second tall boy coming in, getting that stall. The wretched goo, making it really difficult for those hordes to engage here, and they're going to be able to stabilize.
Looks like they're trying to play the propane here under the gas station for the next fight. I saw them pinging it just a moment ago. We're going to see Back2Fort here with the propane.
And the knock coming in, actually, I think from the propane possibly, and a wretch coming in. 2 knocks on the side of the Ridden here, and a lot of aggression. They might be able to get this knock. The wretch goo actually taking out the Doc as the tall boys hard engaged. They won't have their mom res. They won't have what they're looking for. Wretch is getting up in the face, and that should be it. 243.
With a time of 2:43, incredibly middle of the road. This is looking to be a really close match just from the get-go. A time of 2:43. I don't think it could be any more in the middle.
And that was a double nade coming in immediately, it looked like. So getting those resources out very early, but you can hear those wretch ticks. Tick, 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 tick. Every tick is going to be more money in the bank for these mutations here. And Molly, and getting flashed in the Molly. That's not going to be a good one. Going to be a little bit toast in the morning.
Anti-heal is their first choice, trying to open this up as the ring immediately starts to push Unit 5 out of the corner they felt so comfortably like they were holding. We're going to see the next engagement come through here.
Doc getting hard engaged on. 2 of them on the cleaner side, incredibly low. Having that wretch goo, making it more and more difficult. And the nade onto the wretch on the high ground.
You know, the downs are great and all, at least especially for the point farm. But when all 4 Ridden die at once, there's not a lot of follow-up to actually make anything happen. And especially as a tall boy, if Unit 5 some double nades to easily deal with the tall boys, like maybe right now.
And there is the knock onto their Doc. Trying to push him off into the zone here. Flash does come out. They do not have the mom res, I don't think. And their 7 seconds is going to be another respawn of the tall boys, and this will be their second wave. I don't know if they're going to be able to stabilize quick enough.
I'm not sure they have to. With less than 20 seconds left on the timer, any kills they get now are permanent. If they kill this bruiser, he is out for the round. They might do this all the way to the end of the last 10 seconds here. I don't know if the Ridden side can pull it back. Back2Fort might not own the first round, despite being my personal favorite to win the whole thing.
There it is. And we're going to see that is this is going to be a spicy game tonight. Unit 5 taking the first round here tonight.
If they're dealing with the commons, they have no dedicated horde clear. Your tall boys, I mean, I still think they should have burst bonus, but maybe they don't need it as badly since everyone's looking at the commons.
And first fight starting to develop here. First tall boy getting burned almost instantaneously. Second staggering their way up. Playing out of the range of the... Oh my god, an initial knock on the Evangelo.
Yes, I believe it was just a speedy res. The next fight's going to look very similar to that one. We're going to see Unit 5 probably play the propane this fight, knowing they can't do exactly what they just did.
And Evangelo gets knocked off the high ground, pushing them back onto the low ground. Second tall boy re-engaging, forcing his 2 nades on the tall boy and some common after that. I don't know if that was intentional there. And there might be a knock off the wretch goo here. Oh, their painkillers are actually keeping them alive here. That temporary health showing how potent it can be, but it is not potent enough to keep yourself off that overhead slam. And that was the mom res there. onto the res here.
As a quick note, you may notice some electricity in the explosive clouds from some of those grenades. And what that means is that the person who threw that grenade is running Bomb Squad in their deck. Bomb Squad doubles the damage from your grenades. It's kind of considered a staple in the meta right now. It allows you to completely annihilate double tall boys when they stack up on top of themselves like that, giving you a free reset. No way to live through it. Doesn't matter if you're burst bonus, doesn't matter if you're bruiser. If they've got Bomb Squad, you're dying to that nade. It's a bit hard to tell. They have given the spawns up top to the Ridden side. That could be devastating.
And the Evangelo does get knocked here. Full killed, actually. Re-engaging, pushing onto their mom. One left is going to be the Doc, I believe, or Carly. And they're knocked in the zone. And that's it.
Well, let this be a warning to you. When you are on this map, you do not hold up top because it's easy. You hold up top because you have no other choice. The second you drop, you give the best spawn in the game to all 4 players on the other Ridden team. You need somebody up there. Usually, though, in this map, you would see the stockpile placed somewhere on the bottom, with the expectation being that the Ridden will eventually knock you off the roof. It does not look like Back2Fort is going to be thinking that. They are thinking they are going to hold the roof. Definitely. We'll see if that pays out.
Tall boy
the
getting
fantastic
instantly
combo.
naded. Second tall boy trying to climb up, but it's going to be a very quick death with the power swap AA12 build that we're seeing on Mom here. Oh my, a very quick death. Was that an exploder? And the second exploder coming in, knocking them away. Oh, the cleaner side's health is getting slowly knocked down. The Rechku pulling in. They already used their mom res. They don't have it here. That is a 30-second force.
That is some pretty incredible damage from the Ridden side, and there's not a lot of time to reset. Immediately, they're going to have to use some nades to go for this reset. Their economy is in shambles, and they still have more than 2 minutes to go.
That is a full kill onto Carly and a re-knock onto Doc here. This goo showing how potent it's going to be. They're not going to get their temporary health, and that Doc might instantly die here if they get rezzed in the goo.
Yeah, I'm not sure the mom can take this. They should not be standing in the goo going for this. There's extra pus damage on that. It's not worth it, man.
Mom gets re-knocked, but the res speed on the Doc pulling them through. Doc getting full killed, and Mom as well. It's going to be just Holly's survivability, but with that goo and the anti-heal, it is not enough.
A decisive round 2 from Unit 5. Honestly, a little bit of a dark horse there. I'm not really sure how that happened. Back2Fort must have screwed up somehow up at the top. Maybe they let themselves get knocked out a little bit, or knocked off the roof a little bit too early. Maybe it was the fact that they didn't have their stockpile somewhere on the low ground for when they inevitably did, which meant they were defenseless once they were on the low ground. Or maybe someone was a little bit greedy, still looking for loot when that timer ran out and made an opening for Unit 5 to capitalize on and punish.
Alrighty, and it looks like we're going to be loading into pipe cleaners today. For our first part of this map, and we know how deadly this little valley in the middle of the map can be. I'm very excited. We might be seeing some Stinger, Stalker, anything on this map.
Yeah, CC is very, very good on this map in particular. It's very Ridden-sided, so that means you're going to see a lot of average low survival times for the cleaner. I think it's fairly rare to see a time above 3 minutes for this map in particular, and that's if you're doing well. If you're really, really stomping, you can maybe push it up to 4, but to be honest, I actually don't think, in my whole time playing and watching and casting Swarm, I don't think I've ever seen a pipe cleaners map go to 5 minutes. What a Dick was actually just standing a moment ago. That is sort of a bait for the cleaners. It looks like a good spot to hold, but it's really not. It's easy for exploders and reekers and wretches to get angles on it, and it can be very scary. See, this is the kind of damage I thought Back2Fort needs to be showing on their survivor side. Look at this. They can't even climb all the way up before they're all dead. That was almost no damage done in the first fight.
What a Dick engaging very early before they're able to have any backup. And then Mun re-engaging on the tall boy, getting a knock potentially here, knocking him into the pit, the place you don't want to be. I told you, and they are incapacitated, put into the coffin already. Very little chance they're going to be able to get a res here.
I would go so far as to say that he is entirely out of the game. There's no way the other cleaners can go down and help him, and trying is going to result in more deaths.
Yeah, Doc looking at the body, taking a little glimpse over the edge, and it was not enough. Tall boy coming up behind them and getting a second knock. This is going to be a 2v4 as we have respawns here, as both of the Wretch players are able to re-engage. One locking in the exploder as they come up off the high ground, and a huge knock, taking the one out, put back into the Death Valley, like I said. And this should be a wrap-up coming in here. Mom being the last one alive, and they are just knocked in the swarm, trying to get a couple more seconds with those pills they have here.
Evangelo is running a survivalist build. I believe that's going to be Taki on the other team, a regular in our pickup games. We know this is his specialty. He grabs an extra 45 seconds, sometimes even a whole minute just by running around. In this case, he got about 20 seconds for free after the last person on his team went down. Honestly, that's great solo play from him. Fantastic movement. Propane, you know what? Something else to watch is that red barrel on the corner right at the bottom of the stairs up to the platform that Mom is now standing on. The red barrel is right underneath them. Here's the Wretch looking for that angle I was talking about before.
Tallboy getting burned almost instantaneously, showing the power swap with that weak spot damage. Very dangerous. Second Tallboy getting flashed, and the fight is going to be one of getting their health back.
Well, but you know what? At 1 minute left, we only have one nade left.
And our good old friend Doc actually getting swiped by an exploder, it looked like, and knocked into the pit as a knock onto the Holly as well comes through. They're actually able to make it back here, but Carly is re-knocked. Exploder point blank might be able to take out Holly as well. Mom is on the edge, getting bullied by this Tallboy nades, keeping them alive. Same with the pill, denying the res, getting some pus, and it might take out the Mom. Doc being the last one alive, going for a last-minute res. Ridden not able to deny it just yet. What is going to be a very hard time for our good old friends on Back2Fort to keep it here.
Good job. Take care of this.
Oh, wow. I mean, with 15 seconds left, it's actually still able to go in either direction. What a dick, trying desperately to stabilize just off of the healing for the different common with less than 5 seconds to survive. 11 hit points. Can he do it? It's going to entirely come down to his movement, and he can't.
Oh, my God. Talk about bringing it down to the wire.
Well, I did warn you just before, low survival times are common for pipe cleaners. It's a very Ridden-sided map. We knew it was going to be rough for both teams heading into it. That has got to hurt. Back to...
Alrighty. And scavenging phase will be coming to the end here, setting themselves up on the trailer here. We're going to be seeing the first fight starting real soon. But the second Tallboy taking this fight to them, knocking them off the trailer, and the Wretches are going to paint the area green.
Both Wretches playing the same spot. That's a mistake. Unit 5 will not let it go unpunished. Both Wretches are dead. That leaves no supports to help What a Dick and Kanks on their next engagement with the Tallboys.
Disgusting B-hop coming in from the side of Mun, jumping themselves off the high ground and getting a magnetic hit onto the team. But it's not enough to keep them alive. The res coming through.
They're quite staggered here on the side of Back2Fort. They could potentially find some 1v1s to win.
Oh, the Tallboy not able to secure the kill. Getting some huge damage, actually, onto the side. 2 knocks right now. And a re-knock. That is going to be a permanent death unless there's a defibrillator in play. 2 left here. Tallboy hard engaging onto the Mom as they jump over the natural geometry here. Jumping some fences, jumping around and round. And the Evangelo is going to nade them as the second Tallboy is re-engaging, getting some nice hits. Are they able to get them right off the high ground? They are. This should be a knock here for the Evangelo unless his fire in the hole is able to proc. It is not. 1 left. And this is going to be an exploder point blank. This might be it. Is that a... Yeah, there it is.
Wow, a sub 2 minute time. This one on a map that is not that Ridden-sided. The cleaners usually don't. Gonna watch What a Dick here for a moment.
Exploder coming up very aggressively at first. Tallboy's trying to just get him off the high ground. Second Tallboy actually getting Mom off the high ground, knocking them off the garage next door. 32 health. The AoE heal from some of their cards triggering, keeping them alive here, but the Mom does get knocked, and Holly may also just from the Rescue, and it is Mom Res coming in, keeping them alive, but re-knocking the Exploder along with Doc. Holly, the Rescue around in the common are going to get taken out. That is 35 seconds. Our good old friend Carly is going to be the last one alive, trying to get a res in the goo, but canceled from the Tallboy, and they're going to play incredibly aggressively, and that is a 44-second map.
I cannot believe they just let that slip away from them. They had so many grenades. They were so scared to use them. They got greedy. Perhaps they thought less than 2 minutes, it's already in the bag. And then next thing you know, Unit 5 makes one play, knocks them off the high ground, makes one play, splits them up just a little bit, and someone's down. It's okay, they think. Someone's down. That's all right. We have tons of nades. We only need to live 2 minutes. We can take our time getting to them. And then if it looks bad, we just pop a nade. Then they drop down to finish the tall boy, go for the res. Next thing they know, there's Rechgu everywhere. They can't go for the res. Holly, who was thinking that they would, stuck in the Rechgu, anti-healed, can't use the meds. They could nade, but it's too late because now they've got 2 downs. And they just use the same thought process. It goes all the way to the end until it's over.
Yeah,